Welcome to So Very Easy. My name is Laura, and today let's make a table runner of opposites, which means the fabrics are always going to be opposite. And that only means we're going to need two fabrics, about 2/3 of a yard of each of these fabrics. That is not including the binding, so you'll have to keep in mind which one you're going to want to add the binding to. And it's a quick, fun project. So this table runner is a positive negative table runner. And for that, we are going to have one side one color and the other another color, but they're going to be identical patterns. So we only need two fabrics. Now I'm going to be using this for St. Pat's Day, so I'm going to do some 4-leaf clovers. Now I'm going to be using a soft green and a soft white, and we're going to cut them the same. For each pile, we're going to need the width of the fabric cut at 8.5 inches, cut at 6 inches, 2 strips 2.5 inches, and 2 strips 1.5. Same for the second color, 8.5, 6, 2.5, 1.5. So we're going to take those smaller strips and put them aside and sew the 2 6-inch together from one side all the way down to the other, and the same with the 2 8.5-inch strips. And when you press these, we are going to press those seams open, and that is an important part of making this look seamless. The strip that we've sewn together that has those 6-inch pieces we can put aside. Once those large strips that have been sewn together, we do need to trim it down to 43 inches. So straighten up the one edge and straighten up the other till we have a nice long piece at 43 inches. From here, we are going to add on some borders. We're going to work on that center design after, so we will put those borders on first. And they're always going to be the opposite on what is here. For example, this is the green. I'm going to put the beige. The beige goes onto the green. So the first border is going to go on that long side, so they will both be at 43 inches and cut at 1.5 inches. Take those borders and press them so the seams are going out. Our next border is going to go on the end. We do want white on the one side and the green on the other. So I've taken 1.5-inch strips and I've sewn them together just so that they're a little bit bigger. So I'm going to be able to match up that center now and sew those strips on, and I can trim off that end. And I want to do that to both sides. That long strip is now going to be 45 inches, so we're going to need to add a 45-inch border, and it's going to be cut at 2.5 inches. I'm going to continue to put those borders on, always having the opposite. So this last border is the beige. It is now going to be the green. Match up the side seams and stitch down. And that's all we need to do to put these borders on. We get to put that table runner aside and work on the appliques. The appliques are going to be cut out of this first strip that we put together, the 2 pieces of 6 inches. I am going to be using this 4-leaf clover, and I'll put a link in the description if you do want to use this design. In the center here, that is the piece that's going to get attached. So you can print this out twice, cut out that little piece, and just tape that on. So you can see where this is going to be a very simple shape. Half of it is going to be green and half of it is going to be white. Now you can put these all in the same direction, or you can mix them up. I'm going to mix them up so they're going to go in different directions. So I've taken this and I've held it up to the light so that I have the stem going in opposite directions. I'm going to transfer these marks onto a fusible web. I'm using Heat and Bond Light because I will be sewing it on. So I'm going to trace 4 of these onto this. I'm going to have 2 going in this side and 2 going in that direction. So those 4 clovers have been transferred on the paper side of that Heat and Bond. I'm going to be able to fuse these to the back of that first strip. If you want all your shapes in the same direction, sitting exactly the same, you might want to draw a line so that you can line them up. But I want mine all different directions. I do want it random. So I have that bumpy side, which is the glue side, onto the back side of this fabric. And this is where that seam has been pressed flat. So I'm going to have one go in one direction, one go in the other, and I'm going to fuse them all on, following the directions, and then I can cut them all out. So after you cut them out, you can really see you have some different directions in the line. So I'm going to take these and fuse them right onto my table runner. And I'm going to follow this center line with this line. So I will always have the opposite. And you're going to be able to just play with these and put them on, center them, and then fuse those on. So you can see where all of these designs are reversed. I did just make sure that those lines matched up to the lines underneath. And having those seams flat means they're going to lay flat. Now we need to applique these on. I am going to applique the soft beige part with a soft beige and the green with a green. So I am going to be doing half at a time, and I am going to be using a buttonhole stitch. So find a stitch that you like and the thread that you like and applique those down. So I did use a light green thread and did a blanket stitch around the green and that soft white around the white area. And when it's all done, it really does have that nice opposite look. Now this technique with that border would even make a nice pillow or placemats. We just have to remember that everything is going to be the opposite. This is such a fun technique, and all we need to do is find a shape that we like that we can divide in half. And thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and I do have a newsletter. It's all free under Sew Very Easy. And be sure to make every day a Sewtacular day. Bye for now.